right, man, let's watch an Ohio teacher who got in trouble for dealing with minors. All right. Blame her husband for why she got caught dealing with the students. Okay. And you always had those weird dudes in the comment section. Where was she when I was a kid? And one of the reasons, and I'm gonna say this before I start the video, that the society outside of men don't take abuse to other young men, or your abuse that you were abused with as a child seriously, is because you guys are like guys like that. That's a weirdo. You're weird. Oh, where was she when I was a kid? I wouldn't have said you're weird. You're weird. And think that way as an adult, you're weird.
State of Ohio versus Emily Nutley.
Emily Nutley went from the director of academic services at St. X High School to a convicted felon now facing prison time.
And how would you describe your work career?
Long, successful.
Her 18-year career came to an end last year after she was indicted on sexual battery charges.
During her employment, specifically on November 19th and December 8th of 2023, she engaged in sexual conduct with a student of hers. The student was a 17-year-old male.
Today, for the first time publicly, Nutley admitted to the accusations.
Did you engage in sexual conduct with a 17-year-old male on those 2 dates?
Yes.
Each of those are a felony in the 3rd degree. How do you plead as to those 2 counts?
Investigators say Nutley had been helping the teen with schoolwork, then began having contact with him outside of school hours. They say Nutley sent the teen nude photos and sexually explicit messages, then began to have a sexual relationship with the teen, both on and off school property. Today, Judge Jennifer Branch accepted Nutley's change of plea and convicted her of the 2 felonies.
Do you agree to accept whatever penalty I impose up to the maximum allowed by law?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Nutley will be sentenced June 10th. She faces anywhere from probation up to a maximum of 10 years in prison. She will also have to register as a sex offender. Reporting live in Springfield Township tonight, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
So, all right. But then it came out that, give me a minute. I'm clicking the wrong thing. But then it ended up coming.
State of Ohio versus Emily Nutley.
But then it came out that she was, she blamed her husband for this, all right? And give me 1 second. And she blamed her husband for this. And here, I can post that, right? So give me a minute. See if we can pull this up. But I got it. But then she blamed her husband. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can. Here we go, right here. So then she blamed her husband for this. Ohio teacher who pled guilty to sex with student claims husband neglected her. So she's basically saying that her husband neglected her, and she's not the first. I don't know her age, but she seemed to be in solid shape when she stood up in court. But Ohio teacher who convicted of, having relations with students doesn't need to worry about stocking up on Halloween candy this year because the parents in our neighborhood are being warned to keep her kids away. And she had to be on that sex offender list, and you don't want that. I mean, and then again, you will be surprised how many women deal with men on that list. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised. You can check the sex offender list. It's free. You can put an area code up and look in the area, any area you want to see, and see who's on that list. You can look whoever's on that list, and you'll be surprised. I seen a lady on the list that was in my old neighborhood, and she was on the list for messing with somebody that was mentally didn't have the capacity, who was slow. So when you get on that list, that's a death wish. A lot of people talk about Nicki Minaj dealing with a dude that's on the list. You can get on that list from just peeing outside in public. Yeah. But they tell you why they on the list too. You can read that, why they on the list, the whole 9. So when you do, When you get that, that's, you ain't gonna work with kids no more. You got to register wherever you go. They have the right to deny you, living somewhere. A lot of them tend to, secretly live with people, but still got to file on the sexual registry list and all that type of stuff. And she felt neglected. And at the end of the day, why don't women just have that conversation with their husband? Why is it so hard for them to have that conversation? And this is why a lot of people, that's why they didn't really allow women to work at all or work in male spaces. So a lot of the things that you're starting to see in society about why they didn't allow women to do certain things, you're starting to see why women wasn't allowed in the workplace. You really didn't need HR in the workplace before women came apart about that's a female's job. You didn't need HR in the workplace. Am I wrong? Real men don't really, run the HR about issues. You might have needed HR about benefits, but they can call the benefit people in. You really didn't need a hardcore HR. You didn't need it. You didn't need it. Most guys will, fight it or handle it behind closed doors. Most guys will fight behind, will fight and fight it out, and they go back to work and everything is good. So in reality, you didn't really need HR, but you didn't allow women to work with dudes because they form a bond. Women can be, they can be, that's why women get pimped. Let me say that again. That's why a lot of women get pimped. Because you can form a bond with them, you could talk to them, and they just start to like you. And they start to like you. So you can start to form that bond with them, and then all of a sudden they just get to know you, they get to like, and that's why they don't, a lot of guys don't want their woman working around other dudes. So that's a square thing. And it's always, you dealing with women, it's never their fault. They have no accountability. Your husband didn't make you do this. You did this. You did this. And unfortunately, I don't understand, you should have talked it out with your husband, even if you stepped out on your husband. You know what I'm saying? If your husband is neglecting you and not giving you the service that you need as a woman, talk to him. And if that don't work, then, you can't find nobody. You couldn't go find somebody grown. All the male teachers going around there. You can, go find somebody. A woman always has access to sex, but you seen this whole cougar craze. You seeing this whole cougar craze going on where the first time in America, women above 40 are having more kids, and people are thinking that's a positive. It is not a positive. It is not a positive. Keep telling y'all that's not positive. That's a geriatric pregnancy. Oh, people are more mature. No, they're not. Y'all see these 40-year-old women on the internet having story time at 40 years old is nasty work. But this is what it is. And it's sad. It is truly sad. So, I mean, ultimately, she put them in a hole, and I don't know if he's gonna divorce her. Seemed like they had a child or whatever. But y'all gotta watch these women, man. These women are desperate. These women say they don't need a man. They don't want to serve their husband. They don't want to follow suit. They'll do something like this. So you gotta watch these women, man. It was the story. Somebody told a story. It's a couple stories like this that then popped up about female teachers and other female students and other male students. But it goes under the rug because society has told people that men don't matter. Suck it up, buttercup. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.